oil market. Oil markets.
Everyone's talking about oil going back to 100 a barrel. The number I said at top of the year, clip this up for you get clipped. 93.50.
Allegedly.
They know allegedly. I'm gonna clip you if you don't clip this up. I said earlier this year, 93.50 was the key economic indicator. If I pay a premium, you got to deliver at a premium, right? 93.50 is the key level. We're at 81.67. So while he's manipulating the market and choosing when to have a ceasefire and when we're going to engage in war, he's keeping that number under 93.50. There is no oil issue to worry about. We do have a tariff issue to worry about. The cost of that war, we talked about it on Blackout, being $100 billion. If it wasn't for CapEx spend, we would be in a soft recession or stagflation, which is another word for the economy is really fucked up right now. So,
there's two parts to that. Yeah. No, I got to finish that. I would say, you go.
No, you go.
I was saying that there's two sides to that coin, right? Because of the CapEx spend, there's like a broadening out of the market. Like you'll hear that term a lot, especially among analysts and pundits. And you can kind of see it, right? Because even with the pullbacks that we've seen in like these subsectors, obviously semiconductors being one of them, the S&P is still, a few percentage from being at its all-time high. Right. So it's not like the Max 7 used to carry the S&P, right? It's 40% equally weighted of the S&P. The fact that pretty much, I mean, they're about trading even. Tesla, Microsoft are obviously down. The fact Apple is up 25%, which has been pretty good. They've been kind of trading sideways throughout the year, and the S&P is still hit all-time highs through it all. So there is a broadening story. I think that CapEx spend, if it wasn't being spent on AI, then this would just be revenue. Then we'd have a different story. You think recession, even with it, let's take the AI spend out. You're talking about companies like Amazon, which will probably report another $100 billion quarter. Apple's doing $100 billion quarters. You're seeing cloud be increased. That has some of its attributes inside of AI, but it would be an interesting time if the CapEx spend, and what will be the penalty when they say we're not going to spend that much? We're not spending. We're going to start cut spending. Do we see the broadening story get crumbled and now it's back into Max 7s? Like, what do you think the idea is around that?
They're going to have to reinvest, and I get your point, but that's because of the way the S&P is structured. Like, when I say the market is rigged to stay up, I mean in terms of direction and the way that they do the weighting of the S&P. So even though the Max 7 and the AI components may be dragging down, it's calibrated to make sure that the entire ecosystem doesn't collapse post-1929, post-2008. That's why it's not dragging down as far, but it's a tale of two economies. Also, at the same time, the debt that we're spending is exceeding the gross that we're netting in the country. That's scary. Like, even the percentage of cap spend, and I love AI, Alan Bubachuk and OpenAI, even though you have to run to NVIDIA for $250 to get the data center. If I have a machine that can replicate God and tell you everything on earth, why do I need to go get financing from NVIDIA? Flaw number one. And you're rushing to go public, and Anthropic's eating your lunch, but all of y'all are rushing to go public, like how SpaceX did. If the company is so valuable, the real companies are keeping that shit private, if it's of any value. Secondly, there's a lot of mismanagement, there's a lot of espionage, and I keep bringing this point up for a reason, and to your shirt, allegedly, there's a lot of Olivia Pope shit going on right now internationally that no one can speak on out of fear. A lot of our tech secrets, even in the case that got settled, for all the IP that has ever been uploaded by humans in history have been put into the LLMs, and the authors and creators of it have not been paid. So I think it's a tale of two economies. I think that yes, the stock market can be at an all-time high while the economy is not doing incredibly well.
Yeah. Sam Altman said that we have reached the moment of singularity, meaning that AI is officially smarter than any human being living.
We'll make it smart enough so you don't have to go get funding elsewhere.
Well, he's in DC this week,
for campaigning to get more funds.
I think bigger, and I said this a few weeks ago. It's bigger than funding. I think he's going to give percentage away to the United States government. So that will be guaranteed revenue and guaranteed funding.
If you're doing
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, let's do lightning round if we can before we bring the young man up. So let's do big tech AI spending.
All right, I thought about this, and this is important. When we were talking about building homes, and it dawned upon me that this is what this feels like.
Do you have a pool?
Why are you doing that? What's wrong with this guy? Shout out to Bleak. This guy's crazy. When you're building a home, and the process is tedious, but the most important lesson that I learned, and you can attest to this as well, is that the amount of CapEx that you spend on building your home, it's tough to estimate for. And so you keep spending and you keep spending with the end product being in mind, but it hasn't come to reality until it does. And so you're spending. And I'm thinking to myself, this sounds like the AI story, right? If we thought about this, and I talked about this Thursday night, these companies, this CapEx spend is like a construction site. And Meta is saying, look, we're going to have to spend more. Microsoft says we're going to have to spend more. Google said we're going to spend 140. Now we moved it up to 205 billion. They're putting out the money. They're pulling out the money with the end result that hasn't come to fruition. Investors are saying, look, we need to see the end result. They're looking at it like, we can see it. It's going to take us more money to get to that point to build it. And then the value can be extracted from what we put together. And so if you think of it in terms of a construction,
they're lying.
I feel like that part we can get to that part. But if that's what this AI spend looks like, and I don't know when it slows down. I think this week won't be anything different from what we saw. Microsoft's going to say, "Hey, CapEx spend has gone up." Amazon's going to say it. Meta's going to say it, and Apple's going to say, "Look, we're still at 2.5 billion. That's our CapEx," because them in terms of hyperscalers and AI spending, it's a very different scenario. When you think about where Apple sits, they're the Tollbooth. Why is that? Well, if you have OpenAI, if you have ChatGPT, Anthropic, if you have Perplexity, where are you using that on? You're probably using it on one of their devices. And so they're like, okay, why would we invest in it? I know they're coming to us to use it on their device, which is why OpenAI said we have to build our own hardware. In order for them to really take off and have some real revenue gains, they have to have their own device. Because if not, you're going to be living on Apple the same way that all of us do when we go to the App Store. And they're going to get a piece of that, and then they're going to get a piece of the subscription that y'all pay as well. And so if it's 1 million people a month, or it's a billion, which is what OpenAI got up to, look, that's revenue that's coming in, man. So it's an interesting story.
If it's worth anything, the banks, JP Morgan would have bought or built it, going back to government. Certain governments internationally would have bought into it, build it, and they will come as a bad business strategy. You still can't find one person yet who can and I keep bringing up this OpenAI running to go public point because I saw the comment. They're rushing because they need to raise the capital because they are net negative as a result, and they don't want to miss their window. Because if a crash comes, then they won't be able to go public, or the valuation is going to be cut in half, kind of like what happened to Stripe in 2022. You don't want to miss that window. But you would have seen a bunch of banks buy it. The companies that have the cash on hand, they would have put all the money into it if the return was there. It's not at this point. I'm going to ask the question again. Can anybody in chat run their business off of one LLM, and then you just go to the beach and catch vibes all day? That's what we were promised. We're not there.
From who?
From any LLM.
Claude Code is pretty. And that's the part. So Claude Code, and this is what they're accusing China of. They took Claude Code, they took Fable 5, and they said, all right, build us a system. They built the system, and now you're seeing the ramifications of it. Now you get a Kimi 3. They're taking Code and building businesses from it. So the US is like, wait, hey, you can't just take our technology, build something from it, a spawn of it, and say like that's your new company. But that's kind of was the purpose of it. I saw something interesting today.
Did they take it, or was it sent?
well, that's all alleged. But I saw something today that was interesting, and they said there's no regulation on that component of AI yet, but eventually they're going to treat it like pharmaceuticals, where you can't just take this drug and hey, we're going to put your mark on it and we're going to sell. There's going to be regulations that can come after you in lawsuits. That hasn't happened yet. I think that's where the future of this is headed. Because I mean, when you think about it, Claude Code can do a lot of stuff, bro.
Tech. Let's because we got to bring our guest up. Big tech AI.
We just did that.
Tesla versus Tesla versus SpaceX.
It was a good question. I think that's fascinating. A person asked me over the weekend if I'm invested in Tesla, do I need SpaceX or vice versa? Respectfully, with all the love of my heart, as I finish preparing for my presentation in Atlanta, don't ask me about SpaceX until March of next year. It's millions of shares that are about to be offloaded. It is not time. I told you what my son said the price is going to fall to. We're almost at that price. Wait until you have institutional buy-in for a company that is worth trillions but only does 18 billion in revenue. No. And please stop regurgitating my talking points and they're gonna merge. I was said that 3 years ago. I know. No.
SpaceX
don't ask me about SpaceX to March.
They lost 1.2 trillion in value since IPO. Tesla is worth 1.2. They lost a Tesla.
Like
they lost Tesla. Like an entire company's market cap is what SpaceX lost. Which is
sometimes
insane.
In InvestFest 1, I said you got to look at the character of the founder. Can I go through some things Elon promised and never come? 20 million in annual car sales, coast to coast autonomous driving, energy business will be as big as automotive. Legacy auto will go out of business. Tesla semi will take over freight. Robo taxis by next year. That's 4 years. He missed that. $25,000 model by 2023. FSD robo taxi. I'm tired, yo. Let's call a spade a spade. Most of the things that he's promised that he hasn't delivered on. Starlink is the real gem of that. Now, the fact that he became a trillionaire by not delivering on promises and getting all those government contracts is an amazing feat and a business case study to believe in. Yeah. Yes, Tesla's still a component in Stock Club, but if you are expecting SpaceX to deliver 5x return in the next year, you are smoking moon rocks, yo.
Bro, I watched somebody say it's going to be a $20 trillion company in 10 years. 20 trillion. The largest company in human history.
That sounds good.
No, it sounds ridiculous. But I mean, do I believe?
Listen, in the prospectus, they had that he's going to put data centers and make a lunar economy bigger than Earth. If I said that, I would have got clipped up. Come on, like people, got call a spade a spade.
Would people 10 years ago believe that there would be $13 trillion companies? Probably not. So I mean, but I'm with you. There's a great Yahoo Finance article about the Cybertruck being the biggest flop in the industrial car ecosystem of all time.
Amazon's satellite phone network.
I just thought it was interesting.
This is part of it, man. This is the repercussion of what Elon has done in terms of the quote unquote terrestrial. They call it not lunar economy, terrestrial economy.
Terrestrial, yeah. I think this is a fascinating venture. I would just say keep my eyes on it. I'm still doing more research on it. Starlink is definitely going to be the leader in that connectivity satellite lower firmament space. But I do think it's fascinating for Amazon to start to venture out here. So just keep your eyes on it. I'm not the happiest with how the stock has performed, but I do like when CEOs try to invest in other areas that others are not looking at, like kind of like the blue ocean strategy. I love in the midst of AI, they've done their AI and CapEx spend, but they're looking to another revenue source for the future.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's a hardware component that has to come along with this news, because the filing is for them to have these satellites in orbit by 2028, and they're supposed to provide direct phone-to-phone voice calls, text messaging, mobile data, emergency services, and coverages in areas without cell towers. So there must be some hardware that's coming along with this Amazon. Yeah. We're going into space with satellites. Stay tuned.
South Korea's stock market fell 8% as well because of the chip rally. So
All right now.
How you feel, Rashad?
I feel good. I feel good, man. 6,000 people want to check in.
Love y'all.
God is good. God is good. God is great.